we're not a fit for everybody, but if you are a fit for us, or you think you may be a fit for us, reach out. This is my dashboard. This is my personal dashboard. When I log into the system, I see my tasks that I have, purchase closings over the last year, the number of leads that we've received today, or all time actually, that haven't been contacted yet. So our lead manager, if they haven't been contacted in so many minutes after the lead comes in, then they go into this not contacted. It kind of throws up a flag of, why haven't we called this person back yet? They submitted 7 minutes ago. Why haven't we done it? All of my conversations are easily here, easily accessible. How many rentals we have in the pipeline, how many leads we've received today, issues. So those vacant properties, we check on them because things happen if you leave a house vacant and don't check on it. So we check on them occasionally if somebody goes out and does that. Well, if they find an issue, it's like, okay, who do they tell? How do we solve it? Well, in P, they put a tag on it. I forgot to say earlier, you can tag properties. They put a tag on it, a property check problem. In the notes, she puts in the notes, tags whoever the owner is of it, so basically who would be responsible. But then that tag makes it show up here. So I see issues. Right now we have 3 that are in rehab that have issues. If I want to look at them, forgot how to filter there, I can see exactly what properties they are and go in and find them. When I put this on the dashboard, we already had it as a track KPI or track item in here, but it wasn't in people's faces. Well, I put it on the front dashboard. The next day, it went from 9 to 1. They all got solved, or 8 of the 9 got solved. So, kind of important. A little other example: if there's a lead that's, for whatever reason, the team wants me to look at, whether it's hey, I did really good on this phone call, or hey, I need help on this comp, they can tag it John Review and it shows on my dashboard, so I can always see those. So not just your typical KPIs, statuses, other things. I'm kind of taking over your realm here, Amy.
No, you're good.
That's my dashboard.
You're good.
But here's our default company dashboard. Property check box, nice and big for people. Here we've got our leads, purchases, rehabs. I kind of talked about that earlier. We break them down into group, into phases. My little test lead here. Property I always do this for. Our basic info right here, we've got the Google Street image. We don't have any other pictures, we'll pull that up for you. You can put other photos in the gallery and have them easily accessible right here. The notes, like Amy mentioned, the most recent note is going to show here. Property insights, I'm not going to go into all these fields. Basic metadata, the info about the property. Coming down the financial, what the ARV is, the asking price, the current rent, the market rent, purchase concession. Most people pay their acquisitions team on a commission, at least partial commission. Well, if they're saying, yeah, I'll go ahead and pay the property taxes, I'll pay the tax, it's opting out the house. That's fine. I mean, that's what we do. We solve problems, but that kind of needs to go into the equation. So we call this purchase concessions. So we have a field for purchase concessions. Purchase dates, rental info, tasks. We can come in, see any tasks. Right now I'm only seeing new and in progress. If I want to see any and all, boom, they're all here. We can search by person. E-signatures. You can send your contract straight from Pete. Make it nice and easy, a lot more efficient, a lot easier. Your rehab scopes, we forgot to even mention this thing.
Yeah.
People can build out their rehab scopes in Pete. So all of these items and their sub-items can be customized. If you're somebody who just does a straight $20 per $30 per 40, whatever the case is, you can change these so those are your options and not roof, doors, windows, exterior, etc. If you're somebody that kind of has your acquisition people say, okay, it's $7,000 for a bathroom, $10,000 for kitchen, whatever the case is, you can do that too. You can make it as detailed or as generic as you want.
Will you expand one of those? Yeah.
Yeah. There are
Then you can set your pricing for the region you're in on what your normal pricing would be. Then you don't have to calculate it each time. It's just, I'm going to replace 6 doors, and it's already calculated in there because you know what your doors normally cost, those type of things.
Yep. And then things change over time. You know, maybe a property that we get under contract to flip, and the acquisition manager has created a scope. Well, then it goes through. Eventually, it's time to flip it, and you're like, let's say you're the designer, and you're like, oh yeah, we're going to go ahead and get more, or oh, that's not needed. We don't need to replace the carpet in that room. But you can take the current rehab scope, create a new one. It'll go off that last one, base it off of. You can make changes, and now you have your updated scope. So it's right.
Which that's nice because now I can compare what I started with to where I am now and see the differences, and maybe it's something you can trade on or remember for next time.
Yeah, because I mean, how's our acquisition people going to get better at estimating rehabs if they don't know what changed? Oh wow, I had 4 piers on that house, and you had to do 20. How did I?
Especially if you see the same thing over and over, that's differences. Then it's really easy. Like, you're always missing this. Let's just go ahead and add this in. We need to look a little bit harder at the roof or HVAC system, things like that.
Exactly. So they can customize this however they want. Track lockboxes, the mortgages on the property. Workflows is our automation. We can see workflows that have been completed, ones that are always going to run. Like, hey, if a call comes in or a message comes in, how are we going to handle it? What are we going to do? Lead status changes. I'm not going to go into detail on those. Let's get a little bit advanced. But it's right here ready for you. You've got your sellers, your buyers, your contractors, like I mentioned earlier, and you can call straight from here. If I click on it, it's going to call. By text, I can select template. Got a little American flag here. Hey, seller first name. Hope you have a great 4th of July. And I could change it if I want. The parcel, I can actually see what it's going to send. And then I can send it if I want. Or I can just type in. So you can do that straight from here, same with emails. So not having to go to another screen, do something else. It's all right here. The notes that we mentioned earlier, this one only has 4 notes. There's not a lot. I click in here, Zach. My test doesn't have great examples of notes, but it's easy to search. Come in, and if it's a long note, then we have the ability to expand it here. We want to add a new note. So, Amy, this house smells really.
It smells like money.
It smells like money. And save, automatically it's updated here. So we have it at the top. And it's right here. I didn't do a lot of conversations. All right here. See all the messages coming, outgoing, phone calls. We can listen to phone calls, transcript. We can automatically transcribe it. There's a video on one that came in for text message or went out by text message. So we try to keep it all right there for people. On analytic, Amy, this is one you set up for a dashboard create for property management point. You would kind of go over it, please.
Well, just there were certain things I wanted our property management to pay attention to. So I felt like if I created it to be in your face, it would make it easier. I feel like these are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you're able to calculate the occupancy rate, ones that are coming in, the upcoming purchases, the vacant units. I like these show the unrealized gross rent.
That's my favorite too, because people, you don't realize, especially my property manager, she doesn't realize, like, those that are just sitting vacant on the market, that's what it costs me. Well, every month it's not on the market. So
Yep.
I made it red. I told her that's the only one she's not allowed to change the colors on.
I mentioned the leads earlier. Here's the leads one that I look at. I see last 9 days, total leads, breakdown of the type, leads by hour. Like right here, I mentioned earlier, we have all of our companies using the same system. 9 of them were Nolan properties, so they were calls for rental properties. I'm able to see that here as well. If I wanted to filter that out, I can do that pretty easily. You can do things like track the average purchase price and average sale price of properties based on month. If you want to see seasonality, you could change it to by campaign or by bed or zip code or whatever you want. Average rent by number of bedroom. How many contracts in the last year or two? How many new leads this week? Whatever it is that you need to focus on right now, you can create in a dashboard. You can have multiple dashboards. Total flip net for the year versus last year. Limited project management. Show this just a little bit. It's still in beta, but here's what Amy was referring to for the timelines. So it's not a full Gantt. It's just project is outlined. We crews decide different things. Different team members decided. Sorry about that. I have a tendency to get way too involved on the demos, and I go way too deep. I try to get way too detailed, and it drives everybody crazy. So I'm trying very hard not to do that. That being said, Amy, what did I forget?
I'm sure there's quite a few things you forgot, but there's nothing coming to top of mind. Don't have any questions yet in the discussion panel. So,
I remember. 2 things I want to mention. One, I did, and I forgot to say something about it. The search properties at the top, you can pretty quickly search for properties by the address or part of the address, the seller, or their information, whether it's email, name, or phone. So you can find them pretty easily. So if I wanted to look up any leads that have the last 4 of my phone number, and I see them all here. If I wanted to look up 9513, so it's Northeast 10th, I can just type in 9513. If I get a lot of other things, I could say edit, and it's going to sort it down. So even though I didn't put in NE or Northeast, it's enough to be able. The other was
search is nice.
Yeah, it makes it so fast. With that said, though, when a phone call comes in, you're able to answer it in the browser. So you're able to go to that person's property right away. You don't have to go and search for it. It's right there. All properties takes a minute to pull up because it's pulling up every data point for every. So it's not designed to be your quick, I want to go in and kind of just look and sort of, it's your analytics. What I have right now is I have grouped by phase. We can select any view that we have already created. So that you're looking at on a regular basis. Here it's a export that this bank versus another bank wants on an annual basis. You can set up views.
We talked about the mowing list earlier. You could show that one.
Yeah. So have a mowing list here. Now the filters that we can filter on any of the columns, but the columns, everything from company, a lead source, size of the house, the ARV, the asking price, campaign, when did it come in? When was the lead created? The lead temperature, has it cleared title, sale price, sale date, etc. These are all field, net profit, days to close, mortgages, what the loan to value is. There's all these things that we can look. Dispo strategy, if you want to see just your net profit for rentals or wholesales or flips, you can sort those down and have those easily accessible. Well, we are about at our time here. Looks like we've got 2 or 3 minutes left. we love Peaks. We know that it can make a difference in lots of people's business. That has made a huge impact in ours. We know it can make an impact in other people's as well. We may be a fit for some people, we may not be. I mean, people may have spent $100,000 on a custom implementation of Salesforce or Podio or something, and it works for them. That's fine. We're not a fit for everybody, but if you are a fit for us, or you think you may be a fit for us, reach out.